So we're going to talk about using scissors and how to cut. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to hold your scissors. Let me get that positioned in the right spot. So when I'm cutting, I want to put the small loop at the top. And my thumb is going to go through there. And then my other fingers, sometimes I can fit all 4 or maybe just 3 of them in that bottom slot. I'm always cutting away from myself. Think of this as a mouth. I'm eating the paper, yum, 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 but I've got to go away from me. So when I start cutting, if I'm doing a paper like this that has a lot of shapes on it, I'm going to show you how to do a bubble cut, because I don't want to have to cut around each one of these and have all this extra paper in my way. That's going to make it really challenging. So if I'm cutting out a whole page of shapes, I'm going to start with a bubble cut around each of them. And so imagine that each of these shapes just blows a bubble, a little bubble, and that gives it some space around it. So I'm going to start my bubble cut by going around this circle. So I know this doesn't look like a bubble. For this is kind of like a bubble cut, meaning I've gotten a lot of the extra stuff out of the way, and now if I want to come in and really focus on getting as close as I can to the line, I can do that so much easier than if this was attached to that whole big paper. So a bubble cut's a great way to start, especially when you're learning to cut. Remember, they're always pointing away from you, and my scissors are just taking little bites. It takes a lot of practice and muscle here in your hands to be able to squeeze these. So I put my scissors, I like to put the paper kind of close inside. I'm not cutting here at the very tip of the scissors. It doesn't work as well at the tip. So just little bites. Okay, and so I've done a shape. So next I'll get my paper and I'm going to cut out the rectangle. Again, a nice little bubble cut. Detach it from the rest of the paper. And then get rid of some more of that extra. That's all out of the way. And so now I can focus on cutting the rectangle. And going along with the rest of the sheet, I would then cut this one apart. Cut this one off. And you can do them in any order you want, as long as you're just kind of cutting them into separate pieces so you can focus on each one by itself. So practice cutting now. Find some shapes. Perhaps you want to look through a magazine and find some fun images that you like. I found this ice cream sundae that I thought looked delicious. So I was going to start with a bubble cut for this. Get rid of the extra stuff around there. Okay, and now I can come in and really try to get as close as I can to the edges. Sometimes just doing a bubble cut is enough. You don't maybe need to do all of it. But other times you want to do really exact. So again, always pointing my scissors away from me. And just kind of doing one little section at a time. When I get to an end there, I cut that off too. I don't like to have a lot of extra paper hanging because it gets in my way when I'm trying to cut around. So I just get rid of those little extra pieces so that they're not bothering me. And then, of course, I have to clean everything up. I'm going to finish cutting this, and then I'll check back in with you next to show you how to glue it down. Okay, so I have my picture cut out, and I found a piece of red paper that I like for the background. So I'm going to glue my picture down onto that background. So I'm going to show you a couple different things, 2 different kinds of glue to use, and I want to show you how to use both of them. So I've got a glue stick, and I've also got a glue bottle. Depending on which one you have at home, pick whichever one you like best if you have both of them. For this activity, I would recommend probably a glue stick would be easiest. Sometimes, actually anytime, I prefer liquid glue myself. But a glue stick, it would be the easiest thing for this project. So let's see how we do that, okay? So I flip my picture over. So I'm going to do some glue dots on part of it, and I'll do the glue stick on another part. So with the glue stick, pull that off. And we want to put the glue so it's definitely the edges, because the edges are the part that want to pop up the most. So we want to put our glue stick kind of at the edges of our image. So if you're using the glue stick, focus on the edges of your back, of the whatever you're gluing down. And if you're using a glue bottle, let's take a look at this. So right now, whoops, sorry, can't see that on the camera. If I squeeze it, nothing's going on. Okay, and so it's not breathing, it's not alive. So I'm going to twist that top part, and it's going to open up. And so now, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's breathing right now. When I squeeze it, I can hear it. Now if I squeeze hard, nothing's coming out. So just like ketchup, you can't squeeze ketchup when it's the ketchup bottle standing up. You got to turn it over. So turn your glue bottle over, give it a couple shakes, and I'm going to use my glue on the other half of my paper here since I've already done the glue stick on the top. And I'm going to do some glue dots, just kind of dots around the edge. I don't need much at all. I'm not trying to have it squeeze out or anything. And I'll do a few dots kind of in the middle. But just like with the glue stick, the edges are the part that I'm going to really focus on when I'm putting my glue onto my paper. And I put my glue on my object, not on the background paper. So then I'll flip it over. And I had cut it so I could line it up with this edge. And I'm going to press it down real gently. Make sure that it's stuck on there. And none of my edges are going to peel up this way. Okay, so that's how we all glue an image down to your paper. Good luck and have fun creating. Look through some magazines, find some cool pictures. Perhaps you start with a bubble cut and then combine your pictures to make a whole new work of art. See you later.